Right back at you on game night for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 10 games on tap, including ours on Sportsnet. Tonight, Toronto Maple Leafs, Philadelphia Flyers, 7 p.m. Yours truly, David Amber, Elliot Friedman, and welcoming back Justin Bourne.
I wonder if some people thought, like, JT Miller style, that I
Just disappeared.
disappeared or punched someone at random or got fired. But no, I'm still here, unfortunately, everyone. I like your Brian Burke look
Yeah,
today.
I do. I went Brian
The
Burke.
dangle tie.
It
shows-
works for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me, but I'm just too lazy. You know what's going to happen? I put it down, I leave,
Yeah.
and I leave it here.
Yeah.
That's the danger.
I respect
I'm
the decision.
evolving.
It goes very well with the pocket square. You would hate to leave that particular tie.
I can't tie a tie still.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Clip on.
No, like I'll go on YouTube and watch the video every single time, but I've never like memorized how to do it.
I had a high school
It's,
girlfriend.
it's debilitating.
We're going to spend 5 minutes, me and you.
Yeah.
It's debilitating. It drives me crazy every time I go.
I'll
to do
get
it.
you
It takes
going.
me so long.
Just haven't talked to the right people.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, my dad's tried to teach me 100 times. Like, I don't learn very well, and it's
Yeah.
just it's really hard.
Don't learn very well. Yeah, I was told it was one of the requirements of being a man when I was a younger man.
It is.
And I like felt shamed into doing it.
Yeah, I'm less of a man than you.
Apparently, you didn't get the shaving lesson, though.
No.
About-
No, I keep her tight though.
Yeah,
Tidy it up.
Yeah.
It's not mayhem.
Well, wherever
The
you
shaving.
are,
We've both had beers the entire time we've done this show together. Does that bother you?
Wherever you are watching, listening for the next little while, we'll
Yes.
get you right up until puck drop. We're live on Sportsnet 590. In the meantime, on the Fan, Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet Plus. For the next 2 hours, we'll do our Leaf edition starting right now. And then in the National Hour, we'll welcome in Steve Alaquette, who's been off the last little while. We'll catch up on him and get all the analytics on the latest on all the goalies and what's happening with the New York Rangers. In about 30 minutes, we'll get Daniel Briere, of course, general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, as we tee up tonight's contest on a back-to-back, this time in Philadelphia, JB.
Yeah. I didn't get to weigh in yesterday on the weekend that was and all the sort of development with the Leafs, but good show yesterday, it sounds like, Kip. Sounds like Gordo was good. You guys had a good chat, but I didn't get to hear your thoughts on the state of the Leafs halfway through the season today. How you feeling about things?
I think, for the most part, pretty good
Yeah.
in terms of having themselves in a position to win the division, something that we've talked about over the last few years about the Leafs being this contending team, yet maybe just looking on the outside a little bit when it came to the first round, either against a Boston Bruins team, a Tampa Bay Lightning team. And lo and behold, it looks like they've got themselves in a position now to win the thing.
Everyone stinks.
Play the Habs in the first round?
Well, you know what?
That goes well.
That'd be great.
It's even if they won the division and lost in the first round, it would feel a little better for you, Sammy.
Oh my God! It would
What,
feel
you
so
knew?
much worse. It would feel so like I wouldn't have. One of my favorite excuses is be like, "Thanks, Gary, for the crappy playoff
Yeah.
format." And then the second they finally get out of playing the Lightning or the Bruins or the
Yeah.
Panthers,
But you know what's going to happen. They're going to win the division and they're going to play
Bruins.
Tampa. No, I say Tampa.
Well,
oh yeah,
you know what? What is interesting is the bar for expectations and what you want to see happen has moved, because right now they sit 4 points up in the Atlantic, same games played with Florida. But were the playoffs to start today, by points percentage, they would play the Boston Bruins. It would be a 2-7 matchup against the Bruins. But if you win the division, it would be the Ottawa Senators by points percentage again. That's a big swing to me. A proven playoff team versus the Sens, who are just happy to be there. They're going to throw it at the wall, but they're happy to be there.
I would just rather lose the Bruins and the Sens. That's for sure. So if they're going to lose in the first round, give me that.
Have to lose. There's another alternative
Is there?
outcome. Yes.
Would last Saturday have not given you a little bit more confidence
Yeah.
if it was the Bruins?
For sure.
Bruins are rotten.
Charlie McAvoy doesn't even know where the red line is for icing.
What is going on with McAvoy? He
I
was a
don't know.
top 5 guy in the NHL for a minute, or in the defenseman anyway.
I don't know. Lindholm's been out. Is that, too much pressure on him to carry?
Yes, but yeah. So the bar has changed, right? Where you would like to see them now set the goal to win the division. Win the conference. The Capitals are first in the Metro, 2 points up in the Leafs right now with a game in hand. But I think the Capitals have a stumble or two coming their way. So, yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to just open up a little bit of a halfway mark conversation, or you want to talk a little bit about what we can see tonight against Philadelphia?
The one thing I haven't got a chance to say was the Matthews return from the weekend, which you and I did get to talk about on the broadcast, which is good. But I wrote Friday about, should they even consider buying at the deadline this year? You don't know if Matthews is going to be there. Even if he is, if he's at 70%, are you any better? And then a weekend later, I feel much differently about the potential for him to look like himself. Do you feel differently?
Yeah, I do feel differently.
Yeah.
And I think if we were still talking about the first 10, 12 games, 15 games, but we're talking about 40 now, 41 to be exact. And I just think that everything he's been through, I'm okay. If he looks the way he wants to look, like he did Saturday night, that's great. But the seeds been planted now that he could also disappear on the team. And if you don't have reinforcements, if you do not have some sort of game plan to go into training or into the trade deadline without that reinforcement, whatever you think it may have to look like, you're making a big mistake.
I just think all of this entire season and roster and everything is predicated on the idea that everyone is going to be there. Because you can't plan for guys to not be there, right? Like you have to sort of plan that you're going to have your goalies. Yeah. If you know that Stolarz isn't there, you probably have to trade. But you're kind of you're hoping. If the guys aren't there, you're just toast. You're just toast.
Yeah, but you also, Stolarz is going to come off of a month and a half off.
Yeah,
with whatever you think might be a newer, more improved knee.
But you have to plan like he's going to be the goalie.
But you also just got to see what it looks like for whatever time that you have before the trade deadline. Or, you may be in a tougher position to look at what else is out there, including Matt Murray back in the Marlies. So when you've got a history, it changes the way you think, because everybody assumes that everybody's going to be healthy on any hockey club, but some guys have worse track records than others.
Yeah, of course they do.
And the Leafs have
10 of them
last year to look back on, where Matthews has the best playoff game I think I've ever seen him play against the Boston Bruins in Game 2. It was where he was breathtaking. He scores a game-winning goal, that beautiful one on Ullmark, the only time they played Ullmark, and then gets hurt, and the other one just disappears until Game 7 comes back. Doesn't look like himself. The whole deal. You have last year to look back on. This isn't like it hasn't happened.
Right.
Like
but
a calendar year.
So there's no value in saying, let's plan to not have Matthews. Because if you're planning to not have Matthews, you're not good enough. And you just need a new plan.
We know that even with a healthy Matthews and a good John Tavares, they're looking for a centerman.
Right. With them, they need that.
With them at the top of their game.
Yes.
So the question for me is, how much higher do you need to go if you do feel like Matthews may be at times not 100%?
Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin to Los Angeles Kings, possible deal with Toronto Maple Leafs. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. Stay tuned for updates to see if these trades come to fruition and how they might shape the future of Toronto and Los Angeles this season. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Boschman, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. The Kings' situation is complex, as they are in the midst of a transitional period. Their aging roster, which includes a core group that led them to several successful playoff campaigns in the past, has seen some struggles in recent seasons. While there's a clear need for defensive help, Los Angeles may also want to improve their offensive consistency in order to make a deep playoff push. The combination of Boschman's defensive reliability and Versteeg's offensive upside could help the Kings balance their lineup. From the Leafs' perspective, this potential deal is about retooling for the future. The team is in a position to compete, but they also need to solidify certain areas on the ice. Adding a player like Wayne Simmonds could provide the grit and scoring touch that the team has been missing. Furthermore, acquiring a mid-range draft pick could help with future team-building efforts, as Toronto looks to remain competitive while still developing young talent. The inclusion of Kaberle in the trade package could be a strategic move for both teams. The veteran defenseman, who has been with the Leafs for a long time, has seen his role diminished in recent seasons. However, his experience and offensive abilities could be a valuable asset for Los Angeles, who could use a steady presence on the blue line to help their younger players develop. The talk surrounding Brayden Schenn's potential involvement in the deal adds an intriguing layer to the negotiations. Schenn, a versatile forward, has shown flashes of brilliance but has been inconsistent at times. If the Leafs are able to land him, it could be a great opportunity for both the player and the team to find success together. Schenn's physicality, two-way game, and leadership could be exactly what the Leafs need to bolster their forward group. While the trade market can be volatile and unpredictable, these rumors suggest that both the Kings and Leafs are preparing for significant changes. For Toronto, this could mark the beginning of a new era, with a focus on adding more experience and depth. For Los Angeles, the trade could be a chance to retool and address some of the weaknesses in their lineup, while still competing for a playoff spot this season. Of course, as with any trade rumors, it's important to remember that these discussions are fluid and can evolve quickly.